Quick product review here of the Woolmug Solar Motion Sensor Light. You can see this is a 2-pack, so we're going to open it up. As you can see, I haven't opened it before. This is the first time. We have the prerequisite anchors and screws there. Here are the individual solar lights. See if I can get them out. And this is what the solar lights look like. You can see these are the LED lights. There are some on the downward face. There are some on this side and some on this side. And I believe it has just a little plastic cover on there to keep it from getting scratched on the solar array. Mounting should be very easy. Right here is a hole, and then right here is another one. Shouldn't have any trouble mounting these at all. Sensor right here, on-off switch there. The solar light panel itself is about 4.5 inches from this side to this side. All right, I am in the back garden here looking at these small lights that I've had up for the last 3 days or so. And after using these lights for 3 days, I must say that I am really impressed with these small units, especially for a light this size. Setting it up was super simple. I just have this small PVC pole that I'm using, and then up here at the top I have just some string, and I just tied it up using the hose that were in the top here, and it's working really fine as far as setup is concerned. As far as the light levels on this, there are 3 different light levels. There's a low, medium, and a high. In my experience, the low beam, the bottom level, is not very bright, but it's certainly bright enough so that if you had a number of these in succession going down a walkway, for example, you would be able to see where the next light is. It has enough light for that. The medium light is pretty decent as well, and the highlight of this unit is the high beam, and I must say that is really bright, especially when you can take into consideration the bottom panels and the 2 side panels. It puts out a remarkable amount of light for me on the high setting. Certainly more than enough to light, not just be able to see to go to the next unit in a walkway, for example, but more than enough light to be able to safely walk around that area where the light is pointing down. As far as using this unit, I found it was very, very easy to set up. You can see here just a simple push button. I pushed it once, and it has what they consider to be the moderate light, medium light, I guess, which is the middle level. And that will stay on all night long, or at least until the battery gives out. Push it a second time, which is what I'm doing out here in the garden, and it puts out a dim light, the lowest level light, all night long. But then if it detects motion, it'll kick into a high setting for about 15 seconds. I use that out here, and it's very, very effective. The third setting here, by pushing this button a third time, would be the detect motion. And what it does in that case is it stays off at night. You don't get a dim light or even a moderate light that's on all the time. But if it detects motion, then the high beam will come on, or the high setting will come on. Now, as far as the distance for this sensor that's here, I've had it at about, roughly about 9 feet. I've been able to have it sense me as I walk by. So that for me is pretty good. If I had this up on the eaves of a house, for example, I'd be comfortable with using this unit in that location. And as far as the duration of the light, I have noticed about 7 or 8 hours that I have been able to see that the unit is on once the nighttime comes along and it gets dark enough for the sensor to kick it in. So at least 7 or 8 hours for me after a full day of charging out here in the garden. All in all, especially for the price of this unit, or for the price of the 2 units combined, I am more than pleased with how much light these put out. I'm pleased with how easy they are to set up, and I'm pleased with how easy they are to, well, for lack of a better word, to program. I wouldn't hesitate to go ahead and get these units again.